Today, on a special sports card investor, the inspiring story of a young sports card collector and now dealer who used sports cards to get him through the most challenging of circumstances.
My name is Jeff Wilson. By day, I invest in tech companies, and at night, I invest in sports cards. Join me on my journey to profit from the hobby we all love.
Hello, sports card investors, and welcome to another episode. And this episode is unlike any other that I have done. I went to a card show recently in the Atlanta, Georgia area, and at the card show, I met a young dealer named Daniel Cochran of D's Cards. Daniel is a teenager, and he was at the card show selling his cards. I got to learn a little bit about his background and how he got into sports cards, and it's an incredible story because Daniel has dealt with challenges in his life that are unlike anything that you or I have probably ever had to deal with. The extent of what he went through was incredible. And sports cards are what helped him really find some happiness throughout all of it. Finding sports cards and finding his love for sports cards helped him through some really difficult times. One of the things that I love about this hobby, and I love about getting to do videos like all the videos that I do, but especially this one today, is that sports cards bring joy to people. They bring happiness to people. And even on a bad day or a bad month, or in the case of Daniel, some horrifically difficult times for a long period of time, sports cards are there to bring you some escape, some enjoyment. And that's what they did for Daniel. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce you to Daniel and let him tell you his story. Hey guys, I have a really special story to share with you here today. This is Daniel Cochran, and he has an amazing story about his progression in the hobby as a collector, as an investor, and now as someone who sells sports cards. Daniel, tell me a little bit about your story.
Back in 2015, I was diagnosed with a brain lesion. I started collecting probably back in 2017, started D's Cards back in 2017, the summer of that.
And how old are you now, by the way?
I'm 16.
You're 16 years old, so 2015, so you were what, 11 years old? Now what was your health like at this time? So you got into cards right around the time you had surgery. You were in Mayo, so you were in a different state.
Yeah.
You went up to Mayo Clinic specifically.
I started here in Atlanta at Eggleston, and they couldn't figure out my case fully. I had seizures almost daily.
So seizures daily from starting when you were 11 or 12 years old?
2015 to 2017 when I had brain surgery. I had minor seizures, something like that, till actually December of last year, or December of 2018. I had a vagal nerve stimulator implant put into my neck and on my chest, and that has helped almost completely get rid of the seizures that I have.
So you're a 12-year-old kid. You're having seizures every day. Your parents must have been just freaked the heck out about what was going on. They're trying to take you to other states to get medical care because no one can figure out what's happening.
Yeah, we went up to John Hopkins as well for a consult, and they said the care here was adequate. And
How did you feel during this time?
Worried. I was having pretty bad seizures almost daily. I had to miss a lot of school because of that. Luckily, it was middle school, and
It was middle school.
Yeah, not as important as high school, obviously. I still miss a little bit of school. I'll be having another surgery sometime in the next couple months to fix some of the pain.
So the sports card bit, you're up in Minnesota, you're getting into sport, you discover sports cards, I guess, really for the first time, right? And how did was that a distraction for you?
Definitely. It was It was definitely a distraction. It was a divine intervention to at the time and everything I was going through. Basically, I started collecting a little bit before my first brain surgery. I went to a sports car shop up the road, actually, called On Deck Sports Cards. Started there, I actually bought a Kobe ball. I got my first wax box of at the time I believe it was 2017 Topps 5-star, the 2-card pack that you get autos out of, and all started from there. Pulled a Francisco, I can't believe I remember this, a Francisco Lindor auto and a Max Kepler auto. Don't have those anymore, which I still do as just a memory. But ever since then, I've started becoming a larger business, big business on eBay as well as Instagram.
So you're doing this while you're recovering because you had this surgery. Tell me what the recovery was like from the surgery.
I mean, my hair has obviously grown back. I lost a lot of hair back then, and I cut off some, so I wouldn't have to go through all the pain of losing it. I have a big scar going through right here.
How long were you in the hospital?
I was up in Minnesota for almost a month. I was in the hospital. I was going in and out of appointments for over the course of a month, and I was in the hospital maybe a week, less than a week, something like that.
And so during that time, obviously, an extremely, I'm sure, stressful, difficult time. You're going to this card shop in Minnesota. You're doing some cards on the side, and when did you start to see that as something that you wanted to pursue and actually get into the business of buying and selling cards as you're doing today?
It became a big hobby / a business. Probably I started taking this really seriously 2 years ago, probably. I have been going to got baseball cards ever since.
So you're 16 years old. You've got what has become a big eBay store. You're here at the card show. You're buying and selling cards while balancing high school and preparing for a second surgery. How do you do all this?
Actually,
Third surgery. Goodness.
Shout out to my school. They don't know this because I kind of hide it, but I do a little bit of business during school.
As any good entrepreneur does, any good young entrepreneur, you got to do a little bit of business during school, right?
Yes, sir. I definitely do a little bit of that. But my classmates see me scrolling through eBay looking for deals and stuff, trying to respond to offers and everything. Luckily, have the help of my mom who helped and my sister who helped me greatly with trying to balance out orders, trying to almost everything, sorting, all that stuff. Luckily, have the support of some of my teachers who actually have bought from me in the past for their children. It's just life. I can't say it any other way.
Well, it is life, but it's an incredible story and an incredible life. It's a life that has been full of challenges for you that, most of us and almost all of us don't have to encounter. So the fact that you have taken all of that on and yet have still starting this vibrant sports card business is incredibly impressive.
And that's the great thing about technology. I can take it anywhere. eBay, Instagram, a little bit of Facebook, all that stuff can be taken anywhere in the world, honestly. Obviously, if you have internet. I obviously won't be able to carry a 5,000 cards to every place and having to worry about the condition of them, obviously, but able to look on eBay, look at just what makes me happy. I collect Saints, I collect Yankees, anything super dope or something, really cool patches. Anything that just makes the time at the time better. Obviously, sports cards is one of my loves, and yeah.
And what does sports, through all of this, what has sports card meant to you?
It gets my mind off of what's going on at the time. Obviously, there's been some down moments, and I know this is just something out of the ordinary. I pulled a Luka Doncic out of contenders. The draft picks out of 23 was my first product opening of 2019 or 2018 at the time. 2018 basketball, Luka Trey rookie year. And I think back to that, it makes me happy. It's an awesome card. Don't have it anymore, but it makes me happy. I'm thinking about high-end cards that I love, anything. I collect sports memorabilia as well. I've taken over my parents' house, all sports memorabilia in my room and some others. But yeah.
It's the power of the hobby. One of the wonderful things about the hobby and is it can bring you happiness at really tough times and you know, for you, gosh, you obviously have really encountered some tough times, and I'm really happy to thank you for sharing your story and happy that the hobby is able to bring you some happiness and has helped you persevere.
Definitely.
Awesome. So tell the audience how they can find you on eBay, how they can find you on Instagram.
My eBay store is D Sports Cards and Memorabilia.
And D's DEEZ.
Yep. Coming from my name is Daniel, take off the annual part of it, add a apostrophe S, and there's D's. Just spelled it in a funny way.
So D's Sports Cards
and Memorabilia.
And Memorabilia. That's
eBay username is RLS7CDC_5.
RLS7
CDC.
CDC_5.
Yep. Instagram is D's Cards _13. The rest of that, all the information can be found under my Instagram in the link tree.
All right, so Instagram is D's Cards _13. DEES Cards
No,
_13.
DEEZ.
DEEZ Cards _13. Want to make sure the audience gets that because this is an amazing guy to follow. Daniel, your story is inspiring. Congratulations on the recovery, and your continued perseverance is awesome to watch.
Thank you.
Thanks for being on Sports Card Investor. What a story. Thank you for joining me for that story. Please check out Daniel. Follow his Instagram. He is D's, DEEZ, Cards _13 on Instagram. Again, DEEZ, Cards _13 on Instagram. Wow, what a story. And it's great to know that the hobby that we all love and that we are a part of can have that type of positive impact on somebody's life when they're going through some really, really difficult times. Thanks for watching. I'll see you back for the next episode. Take care.